Well, a four-story building collapsed in Mumbai's Kurla at around 11:30 p.m. late last night. And the last we checked, 17 people have died in this tragic incident. What you're looking at are pictures of the rescue operations being conducted by NDRF. A local leader said that the residents of the building, along with 3 other buildings in that area, had been served notices to evacuate the building. However, those who were staying there continued to live on rent. Now, remember, viewers, this is a very familiar narrative. Building collapses are common in Mumbai during the monsoons. In fact, it's almost become a pattern now that with the first monsoon showers comes these incidents. Look at the number of incidents that we are playing out on your screens, where the dilapidated structures come crumbling down, taking down with them helpless men, women and children, as it has happened in this case as well. Now, these are people who live in these precarious buildings out of compulsion, for want of a better option. It's a struggle for something as basic as a safe roof over their heads. Now let's show you on the other window, if possible, what the public representatives are doing. The other screen, in fact, is from Guwahati in Assam, and we are bringing this up just to show you that here is a luxury hotel in the outskirts of Guwahati where the MLAs, the elected representatives, are safely housed, living in the lap of luxury for the past 1 week or so, and probably going to continue living there even as people suffer. 50 such public representatives are currently housed in faraway Guwahati, far removed from the people and their problems, immersed in what is nothing short of power broking. Now, the question we want to ask today, therefore, is this what we elected them for? Is this what we elected our leaders for? To engage in power broking when they are required in their constituencies. I would like to introduce, joining us here in the program, Shehzad Khan, who's an actor, and Yogi Gade, who's a corporator. Welcome, gentlemen. Thanks for joining us. But I have to first take an update from the ground from my colleague Ankit, who is there on ground. Ankit, tell us, what is the status of the rescue operation? 17 dead, and I believe it is possible that more people are trapped, or everyone has been safely evacuated.
Yes, as per the resident are saying that one more family is missing over here. As you can see over here, there were 2 buildings over here. One building was demolished yesterday, but by the NDRF team, this building is demolished just now to rescue one family, and it's demolished by NDRF to rescue one family. One family is still inside. 17 people are dead out of 27. Still will update you about more. The one family is there, residents are saying, but there are more people are still inside. Still there are more people are inside, and we all know that Aditya Thackeray also came here, and there are IPS officer Vishwas Nagare Patil was also here to inspect what the ground situation right now. It will take more than 3 to 5 hours. Almost 17 to 18 hours are completed. It will take more than 4 to 5 hours. This building is just demolished. After that, they will remove them from the ground. There is one more family is missing, and other people are still missing. So it will take time to rescue this operation. Maybe more than 24 hours this rescue operation will continue. We'll update you every hour. Back to you.
Right. In fact, we will get updates from you, Ankit, and you're doing a tough job of being there on the location, giving us all the latest. Thanks very much for joining us with the details. Let's, in fact, listen in to what Aditya Thackeray, minister in the Maharashtra government, has to say, and also BMC chief Iqbal Chahal, who actually admits on camera that there have been lapses. Let's listen in.
Most important is this: it was declared C1, I think, in 2015 or 16. Later on, I think another audit was done, and the building themselves approached for another audit. I would request everyone across the state, and of course in Mumbai, whoever has primarily got a C1 notice, to leave the premises right away and go to an alternate accommodation. This building also had been vacated, then some people came on rent. This is all not yet clear. Of course, there will be a deeper inquiry, investigation. The BMC will carry out the reasons behind it. But the most important priority for us today is to get out everyone who's stuck under the debris, hopefully alive, to treat the injured, and to look after the families whose relatives have passed away in this unfortunate incident.
Sir, any
During this monsoon time, about 300 odd buildings have been served notices by the BMC. My request to everyone is not to doubt the intent of the notices and to please vacate the premises. See how forcefully can we go, how much can we actually impose those notices is a matter of legal concern. We will look into it for sure. But our first priority is to serve notices and to ensure that the people know that it is a dilapidated building, which had been done earlier. The building had approached. Now I'm not going to go into the blame game because they also need a place to stay, and we understand that they need an affordable place to stay. So this is not a part of blame game or any finger pointing. My only urge to all the citizens who've got a primary C1 notice is to vacate it and then go for any further audits.
This building was constructed on a collector's land in the year 1973, and in the year ये बिल्डिंग टिल्ट हो गई है, थोड़ा आगे चलेंगे, अपने ऊपर ना गिर जाए, आइए.
So let me go across to our guest this evening. Yogi Gade, I want to begin by asking you, we had the BMC commissioner also saying this, that there were notices served and the people continued to stay. But my question is it enough for just serve the notices and then not follow it up? Isn't it also the responsibility of the civic authorities to ensure that people find alternatives, they are rehabilitated? Where will these people go? It's quite clear that they continue to stay in these dangerous buildings because they do not have an alternate accommodation.
Yes, if you go to see, ma'am, when they serve notices, citizens need to take this notices seriously because they are not mere notices to pay taxes or something, but they are notices for your lives. Once your lives are gone, the lives are not going to come back. So every life matters. It is so disheartening to see such, because of such cause, like 17, 19 people have died today in this calamity.
No, my question to you is, where will they go? Is the civic authority also making arrangements for that, or just slapping notices and saying, if you don't leave, then you will have to die? Is that what the notice is about?
Representatives and civic authorities need to have some shelter for all these people in monsoons.
Yes.
They need to make arrangements. Obviously, every life matters. So and government and the civic authorities do have a lot of responsibility, and they have power also, and which it is easy. And I think, as per your reports, there are 300 buildings who have got this report. So, like how we have had COVID centers, like that, we can have these centers in monsoons.
But as a corporator, you are telling me this. This is the highest paid civic body. It's apparently the Asia's richest civic body. Are you telling me that the BMC or the civic body in this case does not have the wherewithal to make alternate arrangements for those people who are living in dangerous buildings?
Ma'am, BMC may be having, I'm not a corporator in Mumbai or BMC, I'm a corporator in Ahmednagar, which is a town in Maharashtra. So
okay.
I don't have exact idea.
But your party, I'm told you're a Shiv Sena corporator, your party runs
I'm a
the
Shiv Sena
BMC.
corporator.
I'm asking you on that behalf, sir. Please answer.
See, it's more than the party or on the behalf. I think the bureaucrats in the civic corporations, they can surely make timing arrangements for 3-4 months in the rainy seasons, or whenever these notices are served, to give people options to come and live there if houses are not affordable for them. All those who can move to other properties, fine. Those who cannot afford, for them, government needs to make accommodations, and that is my opinion. Yes.
Yes, and this we all know that the government needs to do it. But the fact of the matter is that the people are left to fend for themselves. And the reason why this is even more appalling is because at a time like this, you have the elected representatives comfortably housed in a luxury hotel. I mean, what a contrast. Look at the people trapped in the debris and the kind of suffering. Families are shattered. 17 is not just a statistic, Shehzad Khan. The question is the subversion of democracy that we are witnessing in front of our eyes, where you have public representatives having no qualms whatsoever. Even in the face of these kind of suffering that they see, no sign of the MLA in question returning. In fact, quickly, can I play that bit where we question the MLA of Kurla, and I'll go to Shehzad Khan. Let's listen into what the MLA has to say when we ask him that why are you not in your constituency? Why are you not going to Kurla? The people of Kurla voted you to power and you are safely housed in Guwahati with no sign of returning even in the face of this kind of a calamity. This is what he said.
बात करने के लिए धन्यवाद। सबसे पहले आप हमें बता सकते हैं ये इतनी बड़ी दुर्घटना इधर हुई है और आप उधर गुवाहाटी में हैं।
वहाँ पे मेरे सब कार्यकर्ता और उधर के स्थानिक नागरिक उन्होंने बचाव कार्य शुरू की है। मैंने फोन के ऊपर से हमारे असिस्टेंट कमिश्नर रेलवाड़ महादेव शिंदे जी, बाद में हमारे पुलिस सीनियर बाबुल साहब और अग्निशमन फायर ब्रिगेड के सभी अधिकारी वहाँ पे मदद कार्य उनका शुरू है। और मृत सभी कुटुंब को हमारी ओर से एकनाथ शिंदे साहब के सूचना के अनुसार 1 लाख रुपए और मृत व्यक्ति को 5 लाख रुपए।
मंगेश जी, आप ये जो पेमेंट की बात कर रहे हैं 1 लाख 5 लाख, उससे क्या होगा? किसी की जान गई है, जाने गई है, जाने की संभावना है और आप इसको ऐसा नहीं लगता कि आपको इस वक्त उधर होना चाहिए उनके साथ?
उधर मैं आ रहा हूँ अभी, मेरा सब अभी चालू है सब प्रोग्राम और मैं कंटिन्यू रात से उनके कांटेक्ट में हूँ क्योंकि दुर्भाग्यपूर्ण ये घटना है और इसके साथ मैं साथ में हूँ क्योंकि मेरे नजदीकी वो बिल्डिंग है, मैं जहाँ पे रहता हूँ वहाँ पे नजदीक है और मैं खुद आने की कोशिश कर रहा हूँ। वहाँ
आने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं, मतलब आप कब तक पहुँचेंगे मुंबई वापस?
वो चालू है, मैं देख रहा हूँ सब कैसा क्या हो सकता है, वैसे मैं आ जाता हूँ।
Well, Shehzad Khan, it's not just about one Mr. Mangesh. I mean, this is a pattern, isn't it? When the elections are around the corner, you'll find the same man with folded hands in the constituency asking for votes. But when it comes to a situation of this nature, the man is amiss. He's missing in action. He says, I'll come, I'm operating from a remote location. I'm taking care of things from here. Does it work like that?
It's very shameful. First and foremost, my heart goes out to all those people who have the families. My heartfelt condolences to those 17 people who have expired and to those people who are injured. You know, these people are heartless. The way this gentleman sitting in Assam is speaking, 1 lakh, and this is the way they treat our citizens. We Indian citizens are treated like this, like dirt. When they need us, they use us, and then they wipe their hands like tissue paper and then throw us. They don't even care. The same thing has happened right in front of my eyes and always happens in the monsoon. There was a dilapidated building near my house. I was taking a walk in the night and suddenly I heard a big sound. I thought, God forbid, is there some explosion or something? And the whole building fell. And, you know, poor guy who had come, 1, 2, 3 people lost their lives. It's very shameful. And all they have got to say, these politicians, they put the blame on the BMC. The BMC puts the blame on the people. Make alternative arrangements. Make good arrangements. Nobody can afford. After COVID, everybody is hand to mouth, accepting these people who are eating and freezing people's money, the taxpayers' money. Everybody, all of us are hand to mouth. Give them alternative this accommodation. How can they afford? And people, they're risking their lives. They are risking their lives and staying in such buildings.
Yes, which is what I said, that, you know, for the Mumbaikars, even to get a safe roof over their heads is a luxury. And you have the elected netas cooling their heels with no qualms, no remorse, no sense of empathy for the very people who have elected them. And you heard the response. I thought it was quite insensitive for the man to say that I can operate from here, mere log wahan hai. I thought that he could have shown a little bit more empathy than that when there were 17 people who died. I want to play out what Mumbaikars have to say on this. We asked people that how do you feel about netas, about elected representatives being in a faraway location while people suffer. This is what they said.
जनता के सवाल को कोई नहीं, ये सब आपस में इन लोगों की वो चलती है। अभी मिलते हैं, कभी छुपते हैं, कभी सब पार्टी चेंज कर रहे हैं। वो नहीं होना चाहिए। अगर आप जिस जगह से जिस पार्टी से जीते हैं उस पार्टी में आप 5 साल के लिए अगर हैं तो 5 साल टोटली होना चाहिए। अगर आप बीच में छोड़ते हैं तो हट जाएं।
मतलब पब्लिक आपको सिलेक्ट करके लाई है ऐसे, तो आप भी फिर पार्टी छोड़ दोगे तो फिर पब्लिक के वोट की कोई वैल्यू नहीं है ना।
ये जिस तरह से चल रहा है उस हिसाब से तो सरकार को स्थिरता रहना जरूरी है। ये जो चल रहा है वो जनता का तो नुकसान ही है इस सब चीज़ में।
जो महाराष्ट्र के राजनीति में जो कुछ हड़कंप मची है, जो कुछ मुंबई में महाराष्ट्र में पूरे इधर से पूरी लोग टीवी न्यूज़ के सामने जो खड़े होकर देख रहे कि आज क्या होएगा, कल क्या होएगा, जो आज के जो राजनेता लोगों ने उद्धव साहब के सामने बैठ के जो कुछ प्रॉब्लम है, जो कुछ इशू है, वो उन्होंने बैठ के सॉल्व करना मांगता है और बीच में से रास्ता निकलना मांगता है, जिस वजह से लोगों के एडमिशन रुके हुए, लोगों की सुविधाएं रुकी हुई, इसकी वजह से लोगों को अच्छा न्याय मिले।
In fact, I salute those men in uniform who are doing the hard job relentlessly, tirelessly, trying to save lives. The NDRF is working on ground, not those who were elected to power to work for the people. And this is what I want to ask you, Yogi Gade ji, aapne suna Mumbaikars, what they are saying. That is this is a joke made of the mandate given by the people. Do you agree?
Yes, ma'am. When politicians are not serious about people's problem, it is obviously a joke. This is playing with people's lives. You know, you need to value lives firstly, and representatives need to be available for people in this hour of grief or in this hour of need. People need you this because you are given power of representing a group of people or an area. When you have power comes great responsibility too. It is not good of him to say, I have my people there, I'm here, everything will be sorted. The lives are not going to be here, come back again, you know. If and more than what we discuss this, I think politicians and bureaucrats need to come together in the civic meetings or whatever it is. They need to discuss what can be done about these buildings. If they need to survey whether people living in these buildings, what is their income, if they can do it on their own, give them notice to get the building repaired. And if there is really if people of the building cannot afford a roof and there is a problem, then they can even discuss about allocating funds for such areas, you know, because lives matter. We cannot say this
would have returned to the constituency. Anyone with a bit of conscience would have returned. You saw how NDRF is working there. Shehzad Khan, the irony is, you know, and that too, they are housed in a state that is drowning.
I would like to say one thing.
Untold suffering people we are seeing in Assam because of floods. That is the state they've taken. That just shows that the netas want to insulate themselves. They are entitled, they want to lead a privileged life once they are voted. Until such time that they are voted, they will go back and plead for votes. Votes matter, voters don't matter. Is that the reality, Shehzad Khan?
Yes, that is the absolute reality. Votes matter, voters don't matter. They care a damn. That's why they're all having a nice, good gala time over there, wherever they are. And they just don't care. See, this gentleman on the panel said one very good thing, that when these elaborated buildings are seen as zeroed down, there should be a talk between the politician, the local authorities, the municipality, and also the residents of the building should be called and should be taken into consideration, should be given some kind of support that, yes, if you cannot afford, we rehabilitate you somewhere nearby. And some such centers should be made. If you can make COVID centers overnight, why can't you make centers for these people who are staying in the elaborate? At least their lives can be saved and things can be done better. What a bad impression of Bombay, of our country, is Mumbai, and of our country is going all over the world. People are laughing at these people. They have made a joke of us. For God's sake, stop all this.
And you know what they are engaged with? They're engaged with power brokering. They're engaged in a political coup, as if that is more important than human lives. I'll have to leave it at that. Shehzad Khan and Mr. Yogi Gade, thank you so much for joining us here on this conversation.
Thank you.